destruction of our enemies.
Welcome back to Top Stream Finds. Today, we're diving into the top 10 underrated blood-soaked revenge thrillers like Wrath of Man. If you loved that cold, calculated rage and brutal payback energy, these movies are exactly your vibe. We're talking hidden gems loaded with savage fight scenes, ruthless anti-heroes, and that slow burn intensity that hits harder with every scene. Stick around till the end because number 1 isn't just revenge, it's pure chaos. Let's get into it. Number 10, Bart Kak. This one's a cold, hard-hitting revenge thriller that hits with the same no-nonsense energy as Wrath of Man. It's brutal, personal, and every punch feels like payback. The story follows a disgraced MMA fighter who returns home after his brother's mysterious death in a car crash. But when he learns it wasn't an accident, his quiet grief turns into calculated vengeance. Every step drags him deeper into the criminal underworld, where loyalty is fake and justice only comes through blood.
I know someone told you to wreck this place. It's not worth it.
What makes it hit is how the tension builds like a loaded gun you feel every second before it goes off. The film doesn't rush, it stalks its revenge. Every glare, every quiet stare, every hit lands with purpose. It's not just about violence, it's about a man turning his pain into precision, one strike at a time. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another revenge story with grit, heart, and ruthless precision, this movie is one you need to watch now, streaming on Netflix. Number 9, God is a Bullet.
Kill all of them.
I am my freedom!
This one's a dark, unflinching revenge thriller that carries the same cold precision and intensity as Wrath of Man. It's brutal, personal, and every scene drips with rage and desperation. The story follows a small-town detective whose daughter is kidnapped by a violent cult. With the system failing him, he goes rogue, teaming up with a survivor of the same cult to hunt them down across the desert. Every mile brings more blood, more truth, and a deeper descent into the darkness he's sworn to destroy.
A message.
You got a death wish? Where's my daughter?
What makes it a gem isn't just the carnage, it's the conviction. The film builds like a storm, slow and heavy, until it crashes in full fury. Every choice feels irreversible, every bullet means something, and revenge here isn't justice, it's survival. If you loved Wrath of Man and crave another revenge story fueled by pure grit, pain, and retribution, God is a Bullet is a must-watch now, streaming on Netflix. Number 8, Restless. This one's a tense, no-rest revenge thriller that hits with that same ruthless energy as Wrath of Man. It's fast, violent, and every move feels like it could be the last. The story follows a corrupt cop who tries to cover up an accidental crime, but when a mysterious witness starts blackmailing him, everything spirals out of control. What begins as a cleanup job turns into a deadly chase through the city's underbelly, where every secret he's buried starts clawing its way back. What makes it hit isn't just the action, it's the chaos beneath the calm. Every second drips with paranoia. Every decision drags him deeper, and every confrontation feels like a ticking bomb waiting to blow. It's not about doing what's right, it's about surviving what you've done. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another adrenaline-fueled thriller packed with tension, corruption, and non-stop pressure, Restless is 100% worth your time, now streaming on Netflix. Number 7, Seized.
If he survives this, he'll come for us.
Are you scared?
You bet I am.
This one's a slick, no-nonsense revenge thriller that hits with the same cold precision and fury as Wrath of Man. It's fast, brutal, and fueled by pure vengeance. The story follows a former Special Forces agent living quietly off the grid until his son is kidnapped by a ruthless cartel. To get him back, he's forced into a brutal mission: eliminate rival gangs, one by one, before time runs out. But as the bodies drop, the truth behind the setup becomes deadlier than the mission itself.
And watching the utter destruction of our enemies.
What makes it hit isn't just the gunfights, it's the control, the calm before each storm, the surgical precision of every move, and that silent rage driving him forward. It's not chaos, it's punishment, carried out by a man with nothing left to lose. If you're into revenge thrillers packed with tactical combat, high-stakes tension, and that same relentless energy as Wrath of Man, Seized is one you need to watch now, streaming on Prime Video. Number 6. Interceptor.
Hold that room. Did you just...
This one's a tight, explosive action thriller that carries the same unstoppable energy as Wrath of Man. It's fierce, fast, and every moment feels like it's seconds away from chaos. The story follows J.J. Collins, a tough army captain demoted to a remote missile interceptor base. But when a coordinated nuclear hijacking puts her station in the crosshairs, she's the last line of defense between 16 stolen missiles and global destruction. Outnumbered, outgunned, and betrayed from within, she turns survival into war.
Possible outcome.
It stands out because it's not just about explosions or last-second heroics. It's about endurance under pressure. Every scene crackles with that raw, stand-your-ground intensity. Collins doesn't fight for glory, she fights because no one else will. Every punch, every bullet, every second bleeds with desperation and control. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another story packed with grit, courage, and relentless payback energy, Tejo's movie is one you don't skip. Now, streaming on Netflix. Number 5. Close Range. This one's a relentless, close-quarters action thriller that hits with the same unstoppable energy as Wrath of Man. It's raw, fast, and every second drips with tension and payback. The story follows Colton McCready, a former soldier who storms into a Mexican cartel safe house to rescue his kidnapped niece. But after the rescue, the cartel brings the war to his doorstep, forcing him into a brutal, one-man stand against waves of gunmen, corruption, and betrayal.
This is your last chance!
It stands out because it's not just about the gunfights, it's about control under chaos. McCready doesn't fight to survive, he fights to end it. Every move is clean, calculated, and merciless. You feel the grit, the fury, and that cold precision that only comes from a man who's seen too much to hesitate. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another revenge-fueled story where one man turns violence into art, Close Range is the perfect hit, now streaming on Netflix. Number 4. The Debt Collector 2. This one's rough, fast, and brutally honest, a street-level revenge ride that packs the same cold, calculated punch as Wrath of Man. It's not polished, it's personal. The story follows French and Sue, two debt collectors with more bruises than luck, who take on one last job that quickly spirals into chaos. What starts as another routine shakedown turns into a full-blown war against a ruthless crime boss, forcing them to fight their way through corruption, betrayal, and bullets just to make it out alive.
Light 'em up!
It stands out because it's not just about fists and gunfire, it's about grit and loyalty. Every scene feels like a throwdown between survival and morality, with fights that hit hard and banter that cuts deeper. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another ride packed with brutal action, dark humor, and relentless payback, this movie is one you can't skip now, streaming on Netflix. Number 3. The Protégé. This one's a slick, no-mercy revenge thriller that hits with the same cold precision as Wrath of Man. It's smart, stylish, and every moment burns with purpose. The story follows Anna, a deadly assassin raised by a legendary hitman who taught her everything she knows. But when her mentor is brutally murdered, she turns her skills toward one thing: revenge. Her hunt drags her deep into a world of power, deception, and blood-soaked secrets, where every lead comes with a body count. What makes it stands out isn't just about revenge, it's about identity. Anna isn't just chasing killers, she's facing the ghosts that made her one. Every move is sharp, every shot deliberate, and every emotion buried beneath iron focus. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another story driven by cold vengeance, lethal precision, and raw emotion, this movie is the one you can't miss now, streaming on Prime Video. Number 2. Trouble. This one's fierce, grounded, and burns slow before it explodes, a revenge thriller that carries the same cold precision and raw emotion as Wrath of Man. It's not just action, it's personal war. The story follows a former soldier trying to rebuild his quiet life after years of chaos. But when his younger brother is kidnapped by a ruthless gang, that calm disappears fast. His hunt for justice turns into a storm of bullets, blood, and buried secrets each move, pulling him deeper into a past he thought he'd escaped. It stands out because it's not loud revenge, it's focused revenge. Every moment feels heavy, every hit lands with meaning. The silence before each attack feels just as dangerous as the violence itself. It's the kind of story that turns pain into purpose and loss into fury. If you loved Wrath of Man and want another revenge story that hits hard, moves fast, and never lets up, this movie is one you can't afford to skip now, streaming on Netflix. Number 1. Mission Cross. This one's sharp, ruthless, and full of fire, a revenge-fueled action thriller that hits with the same cold precision and unstoppable drive as Wrath of Man. Every move feels calculated, every shot personal. The story follows a special agent who's betrayed by his own unit during a high-stakes mission. Left for dead, he resurfaces years later under a new identity, hunting the people who destroyed his life. But this isn't a wild rampage, it's surgical revenge. Every target has a purpose. Every kill brings him closer to the truth behind the double cross. It stands out because it's not just bullets and explosions, it's strategy. The tension cuts deeper with every scene, building a quiet storm of vengeance that finally erupts when the past and present collide. If you loved Wrath of Man and crave another revenge thriller packed with grit, cold justice, and high-stakes intensity, this movie is one you can't miss now, streaming on Netflix. Those were the top 10 underrated blood-soaked revenge thrillers like Wrath of Man that you can stream right now. Which one are you watching first? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If you found a new revenge gem today, hit that like button, subscribe for more dark, high-stakes thrillers, and don't go anywhere. My next video dives into even more ruthless stories, brutal payback, and anti-heroes who never miss. See you there.